Last episode, we earned our 8th and final gym badge. As we left Snowbell City, Wolfric told us that we're finally qualified to challenge the Pokémon League. And after 10 episodes, countless battles, and more than a few close calls, it was finally time. We began our journey heading to the Pokémon League. Before getting there, we made our way onto Route 21, where we picked up our final encounter of the run, Ursaring. And after taking down the trainer blocking the entrance, we officially began our journey through Victory Road. Inside, we picked up a Gourgeist as our encounter, and making it through the final stretch of Kalos. But of course, the game wasn't going to let us reach the Pokemon League without one final rival battle. Serena appeared and challenged us one last time. She led with Meowstic, as we led with Greninja. Fake Out put us on the back foot immediately, but another Night Slash brought Meowstic down to 1 HP. A Disarming Voice did some damage, but another Night Slash gets the KO. Next was Altaria, 1 Ice Beam, Oko. Chestnut came out next, a pivot to Hawlucha. We took a Seed Bomb on the switch-in, but Fly gets the KO. Vaporeon was next, so I brought in Venusaur and Mega Evolved. 2 Petal Blizzards later, Vaporeon is gone. And finally, Absol. 2 more Petal Blizzards finished the battle. Serena was defeated. And with that, the final rival battle of the run was over. We continued through the rest of our Victory Road, although veteran Katarina gave us a bit of a scare. Thankfully, we managed to survive without losing anyone. And then, we finally saw it, the Pokemon League. I really loved the design of it in this game. After everything we've been through, we were finally here. Before starting the Elite Four, I made some final preparations. I decided to bring Greninja, Lucario, Mega Venusaur, Torkoal, Salamence, and last but not least, Aegislash. I got the moves I wanted on them, I leveled everyone up to the level cap, I made sure the team was ready. There's no more grinding after this, no more encounters, no more second chances. It was time to take on the Elite Four. First, Malva, Fire-type member of the Elite Four. Luckily for us, Greninja was more than prepared for this battle. Surf, Surf, and more Surf. Malva's team basically walked into the Pokemon League and immediately got swept away. 1 Elite Four member team down. Next up, Wikstrom. In my opinion, he's probably the most difficult one out of the entire Pokemon League. We started with Torkoal against Klefki. I set up Sunny Day and followed up with a Flamethrower for the KO. Probopass came in next, hit us with a Power Gem, dropping Torkoal into yellow. I responded with a Will-O-Wisp. Expecting another Power Gem, I switched to Aegislash. And then expecting it to go for a brown move, I made another switch into Salamence, and thankfully, my prediction was correct. Salamence came in safely, and the Earthquake got the KO. Scissor was next. I went for a Fly, dealing just over half, while Scissor hit with Iron Head. Another Fly finished it off. That left only Aegislash. I decided to stay in and heal Salamence before going for a Crunch. The attack did around half. I critically hit Iron Head, then dropped us dangerously low, but Salamence held on, and one final Crunch finished the battle. Wikstrom was defeated, and honestly, it was a bit closer than I wanted it to be. Next up was Drasna, the Dragon-type member of the Elite Four, and I have to say, her battle room is probably the coolest one in my opinion. Unfortunately for her, the room was more impressive than the battle. We led Salamence. A Dragonclaw proceeded to delete basically everyone on her team. One after another, her Dragon types fell. It wasn't the most complicated battle of the run. But sometimes having the Pokemon with the right matchups is all you need. 3 Elite Four members down, and only 1 remained, Siebold. We led with Mega Venusaur against Clawitzer. Petal Blizzard brought into red. Knowing Siebold would heal, I went for Toxic. We took another Dragon Pulse, but between Petal Blizzard and Toxic, Clawitzer eventually went down. Starmie came out next. I switched into Greninja as Starmie set up Light Screen, but even with the Light Screen, 2 Night Slashes was enough to get the KO. Barbacle was next. I brought in Torkoal, who tanked across Chop, setting up Sunny Day before switching into Lucario, and 1 close combat finished the job. Last was Gyarados. I switched into Salamence as it began to set up with Dragon Dance. We got off a Fly, dealing around half, but then Gyarados went for another Dragon Dance. I wasn't going to risk Salamence, so I switched to Aegislash. Aegislash takes the Ice Fang and hits back with a Shadow Sneak, knocking out Gyarados. And just like that, the Elite Four was defeated. 4 battles, 4 victories, no deaths. And now, only one battle stands between me and becoming the champion of Kalos, Diantha, the current champion. This was it. The moment the entire Nuzlocke has been building toward. Every encounter, every gym battle, every close call, every Pokemon we lost along the way, it came down to this one battle. We made it through the entire region, and now standing before us is the champion. I was finally ready to finish this journey through Kalos and move on. We entered the final room. I leveled everyone to the level cap one final time, and then the final battle began. We led Aegislash against Hawlucha. I wanted to set up as much as possible so I can try and do as much damage before having to sack Aegislash or it gets knocked out. So I went for Swords Dance, and then another, and another. Diantha's Hawlucha also set up a Swords Dance before hitting back with an X-Scissor, but Aegislash held on. After reaching +6 in attack, it was time. 1 Iron Head, 1 Oko. Goodra came out next. A Shadow Seek, KO. Tyrantrum was next. Iron Head, KO. Gourgeist came out. A Shadow Sneak, KO. Aurorus is next. Iron Head, KO. And then there was only one Pokemon left. Diantha's ace, Mega Gardevoir. Aegislash was already +6, so I went for it. A Shadow Sneak. And just like that, Mega Gardevoir was down. Diantha was defeated. A full setup with Swords Dance for Aegislash was enough to sweep the champion. Every close call in this game, every Pokemon we lost, was all worth it, because we are now officially the champions of Kalos. The Pokémon X Nuzlocke is complete. Professor Sycamore later held a celebration at Lumio City for the heroes who helped save Kalos. AZ even challenged us to one more battle, but honestly, the Nuzlocke was pretty much complete, so I kinda disregarded that in the end. We defeated the champion, our goal was complete. And now, after finishing our journey through Kalos, it's time to move on to the next generation. Alola. Leave a comment down below if I should do Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Moon. I'm kind of leaning a little to the Ultra Sun and Moon, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. Thanks for everyone watching all the episodes. It means a lot, but that means our Kalos chapter is officially closed. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.